Will Hoenike here on IdahoSteelheads.com with Idaho Steelheads head coach Brad Ralph. We're firmly entrenched in the off-season, 110 degrees today in the city of Boise, so felt like it'd be nice to be out where the ice is. But Coach, the ice isn't here, but that doesn't mean that you're not a busy man right now.
Yeah, we're right in the thick of things for recruiting for next year. It's going well. We've got a good base from last year's team. Obviously, a lot of players were very successful, and hopefully they get the chance to move on for their sake. But obviously, we're doing our best to keep them here, as many players as we can. So that's what I'm focusing on, is phone calls and emails and spreading the good word.
The fans in Boise, they love the familiar names, the people they know. Qualifying offers coming out earlier this week. Just talk about that process a little bit, how you go through it, how you determine who gets a qualifying offer, and what it means from there.
Yeah, it's a difficult process. Like I said, we want to keep as many guys from last year's team around for this coming year. But some things have changed this year. The salary cap has gone down in our league, so very difficult to give players raises like I believe a lot of our players deserve from last year's team. So that's a big concern when I'm making qualifying offers, just trying to manage the budget. And then from there, we're just trying to bring players back that want to be here and want to win and get us over the hump. We had a great year. We just came a little short. So, the qualifying offers, they're a way for us to retain some players' rights. Obviously, we can only qualify 8 players, but I think we signed James Isaacs from last year's team, and we qualified 7 players. So we've got a good base. We're just trying to see now what players are going to end up back at this level.
With the qualifying offers, one of the questions we get a lot from fans is, why no Austin Smith? Why no Josh Robinson? You and I know it's a pretty easy answer, but the fans may not know, so why don't you tell them why some of those names maybe don't make the qualifying list?
Yeah, any player that was on an NHL contract or an AHL contract that we received from our affiliation or any affiliation, we don't have the opportunity to retain their rights. So they're property of those teams, or they become free agents.
But there is a possibility with the renewed affiliation with the Dallas Stars organization that we could see any or all maybe of some of those players again next season.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. Hopefully we do. Obviously they're great hockey players. So unfortunately it's not really up to me or us. A lot of that has to do with our affiliation and the other affiliates that we worked with. So that's something that I'm trying to manage here throughout the summer, staying on top of, making sure that we know kind of what those teams at the higher levels are doing.
A lot of the paperwork is done now with the various season-ending rosters and whatnot. Now the qualifying offers have gone out, and now I imagine things get real busy for you now as you try and fill some of those holes from those players you said that might be moving on.
Yeah, exactly. The draft just finished here this past weekend. The NHL free agency is coming up here shortly, and we're just monitoring and waiting to see what players sign and what players don't. And at that point, we're formulating our list of players that we think can fill the holes and help us continue to win hockey games here.
Idaho Steelheads head coach Brad Ralph. I'm Will Hoenike. Stay with us here on IdahoSteelheads.com. We'll check in more as the season starts to wind down. It's not that far away, folks. It's July. Season opener mid-October against the Utah Grizzlies.